What's up guys, it's Captain Production 72 back with a review, and this time it's of 77015 Temple of the Golden Idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is a 2023 set for LEGO Indiana Jones, which this was the return of the theme. I have reviews of the other two sets. I did it more around the release. I've had this one sitting around since July or August, finally getting around to reviewing it. And with me reviewing this, it means I'll be able to do the full-on wave review of all three sets, which should be coming in a week or two. Let's jump in. This is probably going to be a longer review because this is such a detailed and cool model. So let's get into it. Of course, the box has that really nice black box art. You've got Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of the Golden Idol, of course, the name of the set. You've got this kind of nice kind of grey-bone effect going down here. Of course, you've got the Disney logo because Indiana Jones is also owned by Disney now. I'm assuming the whole world is going to be at this point. Nice black box art, shows the set off really well. On top here, you of course have your minifigures included in the set, and the one-to-one piece is actually the idol itself. If we flip this box over, kind of shows you everything, because despite this being a diorama set, which I argue they should have done more indie sets in this style, it has some features to it which is pretty cool. So a lot of them don't really have that many features, but this one's kind of like a playset-esque diorama. At least that's how I view this set. This set is really cool. I cannot wait to jump into this one and start showing off. I mean, it shows you all the kind of iconic scenes from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Kind of has the dimensions here. This is really cool. You get some really nice minifigures in them. Of course, updates of the ones from 2008 and 9. Let's look at those figures. So the first of four figures is actually the only one of these figures that is not a re-release, who is not included in the set's original lineup. And this figure is called a Jovitos Warrior. So these are from the scene, where he, Belloc comes out and he takes the idol from him. Then he kind of gets chased and jumps in the plane. Of course, the original set had, instead of this, had Jock and the plane, but it's a nice looking minifigure, well detailed. I like the weapon. It does look nice. Like, this is a cool minifigure, and see, if they were to go make the plane separate to go with this, they should include like one or two of these guys in it. Like, not like exact ones, I don't mean like a clone army kind of sense, but just so that you can have, a couple more to recreate the scene on your display. But I don't really see that happening. It does have a double-sided face, like he's got that kind of nice face kind of paint, and if you turn it around, this is the kind of print. You get more angry face, This is a kind of a more kind of calm, collected type face. Really cool minifigure. Again, further in the line that we got in 2023, we got two minifigures that were not in any of, three minifigures that did not show up originally, which was pretty cool. So it's nice they didn't just, repeat the old ones. They did add a few new ones, and this is one of those really cool minifigures. I do like how the waist printing continues down the legs. That is really nice. Jumping on to our next minifigure is Rennie Belloc. So Rennie Belloc, of course, the antagonist of this scene, and he looks really cool. He looks very similar to his 2008 version, which, since we're now looking at characters that do have original versions, I'll quickly draw comparisons. So of course, in front of you on the stand you have the 2023 version. Here is his 2008 version. Again, there is changes in colours and obviously like the weapon, and the weapon stayed the same. The hat kind of looks the same. Not 100% sure if that's the different piece or not. Obviously the faces change. I mean, the original Indiana Jones minifigures are very stylized in some faces, but I just thought I'd show the kind of differences between the two there. Of course, he's a bit bland looking, but I like how they included these sweat details though. That is one of my favourite details on this minifigure. With him wearing the hat, which is very kind of zookeeper-esque hat, he's not gonna have a double-sided face or anything. I will take the hat off, like you see the face. Pretty cool face. Of course, he's got that classic pistol piece, which just, it fits. This is a cool minifigure. He doesn't have leg printing, but he doesn't need it, so it works out well. Jumping on to our next minifigure, which is Indiana Jones. And of course, we have the adventurer himself, Indiana Jones. So, of course, this is very different from his 2008 version. This is the version you got in 2008. Okay, get both of them on camera here, but yeah. You can see he's changed a lot. I mean, the original one doesn't have the hair of... Oh, yeah, you can see he doesn't have the hair. The hat fell off. The whip and the pistol, also this other one doesn't have the pistol. They both have the satchel on the side, which is pretty cool. But you can see that things have definitely changed in the 15 years between those minifigures, which is something cool. You take off the hat, and which is again the hat hair combo that you would have seen in the other sets. We can turn his head around, and it's his face kind of when he's running from the boulder, and he kind of goes through all the, try and show better, the spider webs. So that's what that face is supposed to represent. Again, this actually is a really nice piece. He has printing on the back, which is a nice touch. He's got his holster there. He's got the bag of sand that he will try and swap out for the idol, and of course it won't go plan. But It's a really nice Indiana Jones minifigure. I'm still getting used to seeing the modern renditions because, you know, for 15 years it was all the old style minifigures, you know, from the late 2000s. So it's still pretty cool to see, and you know, I don't know what it is. People are gonna hate me for this in the comments for pointing this out, maybe, but I think of Woody from Toy Story because of the hat hair combo. Because around kind of 2018-19 with the Toy Story 4 line, he got a hat kind of similar to that. But overall, really nice minifigure. Got nice leg printing as well. So really, like this one, whereas with Lego Star Wars, I hate some of the modern updates to certain minifigures. See, for the updates to this one, I like it. Obviously, I'm never gonna love it as much as I do the original minifigure, but I do like it. And that's something to say. There's a lot of positives to this set that, you know, it copies the original, but only in some ways, which I do like. Let's jump into the final minifigure, which I can also compare to the original, is Tempel. Here we have the other bad guy in this set because everybody wants to betray Indiana Jones in this set. And we have Tempel, who of course has a little torch of the flame. He's got kind of all the sweat coming down his torso onto the t-shirt, which is nice. He's even got the kind of spiders on the back of his torso, which is a nice touch. He has plain grey legs, which is kind of interesting because his original version, which I can now show you, I've just got it here. This is the original version from 2008. You can see they've definitely updated the printing and stuff on this minifigure. You can see the differences, but they're not like crazy, if you ask me. Obviously the back of the torso on this one's bare, you don't get the spiders. And the original version, literally, I mean, the face on the original version was used on so many other minifigures, so there's no exclusivity. I don't know if the face or hair on this one is, like, obviously I only follow like the Star Wars themes for the most, Lego Star Wars for the most part, so I'm not actually sure, but of course he's gonna have a second face. You know, it's kind of a more kind of scared, kind of shock face that you get there. It's a really nice minifigure indeed. Let's jump onto this set because this set is absolutely amazing, and it's one that we have to review on the floor because it's big. One thing I'd like to point out before reviewing this is I just had to take a brush, such as this one, and clean it. Because this set, right, is notorious for getting dusty. I've had this set for, like, you know, probably 7 months or so I understand it, or 6 months, something like that. But it's so full of tiny little areas where dust can just sneak in, like, on bits of plants. I've given it a good clean. It was a heck of a lot worse than this, but it's just full of small areas, like under these little knob pieces, where the dust could get in, which is something to consider when buying this, maybe a glass case. Personally, I don't really do the thing with the cases, but something I'd like to point out. So we're going to start over here. We're going to obviously bring in the minifigures and work our way up to the end of the set, because this one has some cool features. So let's start at the start of the temple. So when you're building this set, you kind of build it in sections. So, you know, and you can see it's kind of in sections. So the first section we got here, of course, is the temple entrance. Now, on the other side of this, of course, is all one side of the model is the highly detailed bit. Behind it has quite a lot of Technic, which I will, if I remember, I will show you it. But the front here, of course, the whole set is on this kind of nice black border, which, you know, more dust, brilliant. You have the entrance to the temple, which is really nicely done. I like this. You know, you can fit a minifigure through it, no problem. So you could have the Helvetus warrior kind of waiting outside. You know, we could put him there. We could get Belloc. Put Belloc there as well. And, you know, it's a nice, again, you can put a minifigure through it. You know, there is vines which can stop you, but, you know, of course, in the movie, they kind of bend down to go through. Coming along through here, we have kind of, this is one of the really nice sections of this set, is, yeah, this kind of spider web, which you could move up and down, I suppose, which would be great for the boulder feature. Again, you're spotting bits of dust that I missed. It's kind of embarrassing, but, you know, I did try to make this one as clean as possible. You've got a really cool skeleton in there. You can see some spikes. Those will come in handy as well. But yeah, they're pretty cool. You can see loads of little spider pieces, some spikes. Again, this is one of those areas I will point on this, it does get dusty. It's not something I talk about loads in reviews, but yeah. You can see there's kind of a ridge, you can see my fingers kind of sticking through it. That comes in handy because see if we pull back the camera and kind of angle it this way, right? We can take the, it's this little knob here, so there's loads of these little knob type pieces all on the bottom as you can see. We're going to take that, right, and we're going to twist it. Like so, we're going to twist it. The boulder comes down and it can chase him. And you can reset it. Also, if you play with it too much, it can break, as I found when I first got the set. I think I broke it within like 10 minutes. So, you know, we can take Indy, we can kind of put him there being chased by the boulder, you know. Obviously, we'd have the idol in his hand, but the idol is part of another feature which we will get to, so, you know, kind of the boulder. Oh, and it won't even take him out. Let's try it again. There we go. He's been killed. So then we're gonna, and it's actually, India himself jammed the boulder from going back up. That's the kind of content you get on this channel. But of course you can reset it, and I will show the mechanism from behind. You get some of these little studs here to kind of represent moss, some plants sticking through the wall, all detailed very nicely. Now if you're looking at it from here, you can kind of see there's a doorway. So coming here, it's maybe a bit more apparent from this angle on the next section. Right, so of course we have another one of these levers, like I showed you for the little bits. We turn this up, the door, which is quite cool again. You know, we have the minifigures come through the door again. This is more of a display set with features. I mean, you can't really use these realistically, but you know, they are there. Now let's see the whip feature. So here we have the middle section. We do have these little quote tiles, and it says, "Let's hurry there. There's nothing to fear," which Satipo says, and it says, then Indy says, "That's what scares me." Now, annoyingly, and you get the Raiders. Those are stickers, which absolutely annoys me that that's what they are. This set does have a lot of stickers in it, which I mean, for modern Lego is kind of I suppose a norm. But I thought on this set they were kind of going all out and that they wouldn't have done that. Kind of got a nice tile pattern on the floor, some kind of plants coming through. Now we have this piece here, which always seems to lean in weird directions. So we take this knob here and you can swing it back and forth, so we can take the bag of sand away from Indy and we can have him swinging across. So I find it easier just to remove that piece, kind of click him into it like that, then stick it back on. You know, you can have him kind of swing across like he does in the movie, which I mean, it's not realistic, of course, but it gets the job done and it does look nice on display. Again, kind of back and forth with it. So, you know, then of course it's going to be over the other side and whatnot. And of course, I like how they use those black pages to kind of represent the abyss, you know, big hole he nearly does fall down in the movie, which is nice. And of course, you know, the hat for the minifigures has to fall off. So, you know, you can have the minifigures kind of coming up here. You've got that kind of nice, it looks like a drum-esque type thing. It looks like kind of an ancient kind of symbol, you know, something you'd bang with a stick, is what I get from looking at that. This is of course the biggest of the sections. Is this one? It's actually the one that's, you know, got a bit of height to it. So it's got a little floor tiles like it does in the movie. You got all those little bits where the arrows would shoot out. Satipo does have a torch, but you know, you can see where he could go. You can have him walking up, you know, pretending he's lighting the torch, that one on the wall or something. And here is, you know, where the cool bit is. So of course we do have more of those little tiles. Those are printed. No, sorry, those are stickers. And now for the coolest feature. I was trying to show it kind of cool there, but you get what I was going with on that one. Basically, it's a really cool feature. It has the walls kind of caving in like it does in the movie. The idol piece, right, is really cool. The idol, I don't know if it's, again, I'm not sure. I don't have the one from 2008, but it's a really nice looking piece. Of course, you know, you can swap it for the bag of sand. This set has a light brick, which is really cool, because I think the only other set I have that has the light brick in it is an Alien Conquest set from 2011, so it is pretty cool. As you can see, this top bit here is designed, you know, the light is in here, it's designed to fall. You know, again, when you twist the knob, the light brick comes on and it kind of falls. It's hung on a chain, so you just have to push it back in. You can just push it back in with your hand and you turn back the knob to reset it, which works pretty well. Of course, you've got loads of these kind of palm tree type parts all over it. This whole area again is, fix the camera. This whole area here is literally just all the stickers, which is annoying, but it's a really nice looking set. But let's have a look at it from behind. And trust me, before I was showing this, I gave it a good clean, but this is the inner workings of the set. It's normally you can't see these parts of a Lego set, so it's kind of cool in that aspect that you can. On this one, it's just really different. You can see all the different mechanisms, it's got all the rubber pieces for that, all the bits to make the doors go down, the kind of whip piece move around, you know. This is your door. I'm doing it manually with this piece. You know, you've got your boulder mechanism, which this is one of the more complex parts of the set. I mean, this set it's an alright building process, but it's not the best. So the instructions, right? Of course, it has that crappy white thing on the back, but this one, I happily didn't do a digital render. They actually put the Raiders of the Lost Ark poster on this, which that's unbelievable. This is cool. I love it when they do things like this. I mean, for the diorama sets in Star Wars, they should put the movie poster for whatever movie the diorama is based on. That would be a good idea for them to try. This looks so nice. I'm a big fan of this. This is an idea that should be used across the board. So of course we're going to zoom out so we can look at, in fact we are zoomed out so we can look at the pages, but it tells you the Indiana Jones timeline. 1981 you got Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1984 Temple of Doom, 1989 The Last Crusade, 2008 you got Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and of course last year they did movie release so they didn't even have the title. Here it kind of just shows you some kind of behind the scene filming of Indiana Jones. Again, you can pause this if you guys want to see more. You're more than welcome to, obviously. And then kind of going into your building experiences. There's 10 bags in this thing, but it shows you some random pages of the build. Like I said, it's not the most fun building. I mean, if you love Technic and stuff like that, I mean, you'll enjoy this set. But yeah, you can see it. It's not a bad set. Try to come to the end of the instruction manual. Right, so you don't get any advertisements for other sets. I don't think you do. I think it's just the parts guide is all you're getting in this section. Yeah, but it just kind of shows you instructions, because you do have to activate the light bricks. Those don't come with the box working. Let's move out to the outro. So, what are my thoughts on this set, Temple of the Golden Idol? I recommend it to anyone who loves Indiana Jones, right? This set is really nicely done. It's a very good recreation. Of course, it's going to be more detailed and better looking. In some instances, if you have an older version of a set, in some cases I don't recommend upgrading, but in this case I do, because this is completely different. The original one is done as a bit bigger, like longer wise, and it's playset based, because it has the plane, it has like the giant boulder piece and stuff. But see, if you want something that's like a nice display piece, like in this case if you're an adult collector like myself, this set does not disappoint. It's an 18+ set, as it says down there in the box. It is a really good set. I completely recommend this. So either next week or the week after, I'm going to try and have my full wave review out with the other two sets from this wave, and we're going to have a look at it. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys in the next video.